Greetings, I am Lies and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal, and I use they, them.
And let's play a game together! Woohoo!
Yeah!
What would happen if we left? If we left?
I'm more worried about what would happen if we stayed.
I mean, you don't have to stay. Only I have the job at the palace, to be honest.
That form Lucio's taken. That's not his spirit. It's something more. Not sure I understand it yet.
You mean it is not his animal nature expressing itself, now that he is not confined in the rules of flesh?
Until I do, how can I let you out of my sight?
I mean, I'd been out of your sight at the palace for an amount of days before you arrived, very dramatically and mysteriously.
Look into my eyes. Look
Yes.
into my eyes.
He had taken my hands in his and looked deeply into my eyes, his own gleaming with emotion, which seems to be the only thing they do, honestly. They are depth of emotion, or shining emotion, or gleaming with emotion, or pools of emotion. It's almost as if
Dark with emotion.
he is most expressive of his feelings with his eyes.
Which is pretty impressive.
Also fairly normal, like people's faces are generally very expressive, eyes are part of that.
Yes.
Yes, emotion.
Emotion. Kohai. Let's get away from here. No. Let's not tell Nadia. Let's just run away in the night. Let us just be free.
You really don't want to tell our ruling body, the Countess,
Who?
who I have agreed to work for, who is expecting you to bring me back immediately because that is what your request indicated, and who does not have anyone else to help her?
Anyway, about the goat.
The goat ghost's eyes had come to mind. The sensation of the
What
ground.
else would they be? Why do you need to be that specific? You could just be like the goat's eyes.
We're also vague of he. Have you heard him? And then going, the goat ghost, not his eyes come into my mind. Which
We
is-
both know who we're talking about.
Or the ghostly eyes. Yeah.
a minute.
I like the...
Or the ghost eyes had come to mind. That's all you have to say. Too many words.
The sensation of the ground dropping from below.
Oh, nice to know that we actually got and felt dizzy and like the world fell out from underneath us.
Also nice to know-
Literally, how many minutes later?
Really nice to know also that the goat does actually seem to unnerve or discomfort us, which is not the impression I got at all when we saw the tiny little distant figure with the red trailing from it that then looked at us. It wasn't like, I am stunned. It's just like, oh, he's looking at me.
Right?
I am describing this all passively.
Or also going, apparently I have supervision and I can see that he can see me.
Also, again,
I do not
it
find that to
felt
be weird.
More like Kohai describing the experience of seeing him the way an author would describe a scenery.
Yes, exactly.
In just a here's what's here, not here's how I feel about it.
Yes.
And now it's suddenly being like, one, I was dazed when I climbed down off the rock, I being Kohai, as I say, and then two, I now have the ground drop out from below me just by basically thinking about his
Recalling
eyes.
this thing to mind makes me uncomfy.
Deeply uncomfortable, basically unseated, unfooted, loses my bearings or my stance. Anyway, so it's really good to know that suddenly, after just responding very, very neutrally to the experience of the goat, that Kohai is now very strongly responding to the goat.
Mm-hmm.
Blah.
Blah.
Blah. Okay. That seems like a choice that we as players should be able to make.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay.
You asked, and I have pretty much done what you've asked of me my whole life, as far as I can remember.
All right, you want more assurance that you are doing the right thing, even though you're going to barrel me over into everything
Also,
anyway.
you want more assurance that I actually will listen to you, that I actually care what your values are. If you say we should go and I say okay, and you go, you're not going to fight me on it? No. Why would I fight you? If you think it is best, you have more experience.
Okay, so
than
I have
do.
seen sometimes some people, they have an interesting behavior where they go, don't say sure to me, say yes. So that's kind of what I feel like that was. It's not a, you didn't enthusiastically, like, go with or go ganbate or, let's do it or whatever else. So I'm like, why did you say that? That wasn't as assertive as I wanted you to be, or...
So I need to confirm.
Yeah. I've had some people do that to me, and it really pisses me off, because it's really like,
Sometimes...
I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like a very, basically aggressive masculine behavior. It doesn't mean that it's only men who do it. I'm just saying, like, that is one of the things that fucking pisses me off.
Toxic toughness.
Yeah, toxic toughness.
I was gonna say, for me, it's also an experience of going...
Be direct. You can't, you know.
The thing is it's demanding that you have a certain emotional experience. Sometimes someone asks you if you want to do something, and you're like, okay. And you're willing to do it, but you're not enthusiastic about it. And they're like, okay isn't yes. And you're like, no, it's not. Because I'm not like, yeah, let's do it. Yes, absolutely.
It's like, I am being amenable to the situation, and I don't really have strong opinions either way. Sure, we can go do that.
Uh-huh. And they're going, but I want you to really want to. And for me, most of my life, things that people have wanted me to do, the answer is I'm never going to feel that way.
So I tend to also find, but though I have actually seen it a lot, which is why I know it, so I have 2 older brothers, where I did see, for them at least, a lot of times people would be like, you can't just say, okay, or you can't just say sure, or
you have to say
yes, or let's do it. Like, it was very much a very aggressive thing, and even I got it a lot from people who really would just be like, be more direct, and I'm just like, I don't really care.
You need to be assertive. Also, I got the one of, you need to make a choice. I did make a choice. I
decided I would be amenable to your thing, and we were gonna go do that. Yeah, but you don't sound like you like it. Yes, because I'm not super interested. That doesn't mean that I can't be an adult and go, hey, you know what?
We'll do it
we
anyway.
can share things, and I don't have to fucking enjoy everything you like.
And for me...
That is called supporting people.
Most of the people that I have been around, most of my life, which does not include my immediate friends because they are far fewer in number than the majority of people I've been around in my life, do not share a lot of interests with me. When I've been on family trips, when I've been at family gatherings, when I've been at social gatherings with my friends' extended friend groups, I usually have nothing in common with those people. And so when it's like, hey, do you want to? It's like, okay. Or if I'm going to be involved at all, because for the most part, my interests are pretty niche.
My interest is you. What would you like to do if you decide that we have to do something? Mm-hmm. I'm here to spend time with you. Well, why don't you want to do something? I want to spend time with you.
Or I do want to do something, but it's something I know you're not interested in, or that doesn't include you. I have a lot of singular hobbies.
It's literally something that would make us both seem highly unsociable, and that's not what we're here to do. So we can't go do it, and I'm being aware of that.
And that's me very strongly going, well, I can't go paint here, I can't go draw here, I can't leave the party and go for a walk outside here, because then we're not here anymore.
Yeah, see, and I was always the asshole why I'd always just take a book, or I would take my art to things, and people would be like, you should come have fun, and I'm like, I am having fun.
This is my fun. I am the introvert. Thank you.
Yeah, pretty much. That's you.
Let's go. Tension melted from Asra's shoulders as he wrapped me in a tight embrace, whispering his thanks. Went from loose embrace to holding my hands to tight embrace. I am really still very surprised that he did not touch me when he was very worried about me right after the goat experience, because he normally holds me when he is any amount of emotional about me, whether positive or concerned or anything.
He was having his own experience, clearly.
He was. Whispering his thanks. When we parted, his energy had changed, drawing Faust down from the branches, who had left his scarf and gone to the branches.
At some point. Faust, would you stay here and keep an eye on Nadia?
And continue scaring Portia?
And I?
Could we not scare Portia? Portia doesn't know who Faust is. Asra, I need you to tell Portia who Faust is, because she just thinks dangerous snake.
And so does Nadia know who Faust is? It's both.
I need everyone in the palace to know that Faust is supposed to be there, if Faust is going to do that for her safety and everyone else's comfort.
No, just let us know if anything changes. She needs us. We can always come back. Be safe.
Be safe! Right, meaning don't let anyone see you because they don't know who you are, and they might not be good to you.
Why are we kicking the snake out?
So we can be alone. But also,
we're still more weird.
The reason in the story that we're kicking Faust out, in my mind, is to show that we're not completely irresponsible and not completely dismissing Nadia.
Which is stupid, because Nadia doesn't know, and Nadia, as far as I know, cannot talk with a fucking snake. So what the hell?
So for the reader, it's going, we are not shirking our responsibilities completely. We're still keeping an eye on her, and going, keeping an eye on her doesn't literally help her find the murderer she hired us to find.
And also doesn't communicate to her where we've gone, where we're going, what we're doing.
And that she doesn't
or what's happened to us.
And that she doesn't need to spend energy on us, because what she could then do is go, shit, the apprentice left with their master, the 2 magicians in my, city have left or disappeared because they said they would be back. We need to now spend resources to find out what happened.
Yeah, this is irresponsible.
Yes.
I don't.
The moonlight leapt across.
Now we're at night again.
It's okay. It was night before, but the branches didn't show it. It's okay.
Then it's okay.
The moonlight leapt in arcs over her scales as Faust wound her way up through the trees, deep into the forest.
Faust.
Faust, I will wind my way. I sleep. Climbs up to the top of the tree and just... He'll get there in the
night
morning.
bird. I will eat you, Faust. Oh, fuck.
Faust, I bite you magically. Oh, shit, I hate that.
What are you?
Wait a second, what are you?
I'm special.
Faust, I am a branch. Ignore me. Where'd that snake go? I should go look for it. I am also a branch. Yes, we are kin.
It's Faust has accidentally wound herself around a nightjar that's like, I'm a branch, I'm a stick.
I'm still a stick.
I'm moving with the breeze. What are you?
No,
Faust, it's okay, pet with a little tail.
Faust, you are a soft branch.
Warm,
I love this.
Warm, soft.
Is it a nightjar nest? You don't dance between the babies and the parent? Yes, perfect.
I love babies. I will also be branch, but I am a cotton ball.
I'm a branch ball.
A branch ball.
A cotton branch. Okay, if you don't know what nightjars are...
Okay, so it's specifically the nightjar family, but you can find things like tawny frogmouths or...
It's a whole family of birds that
have huge fucking mouths
really
and they look like Muppets.
Giant mouths, and they're very silly looking, but like the tawny frogmouth is one of my favorites. And if you look any of those up, you will see some hilarious stuff, but a lot of them do have a tendency to camouflage themselves as branches or sticks.
They are nocturnal insectivores for the most part, though they will not turn down opportunistic meat.
Nope.
So they'll eat like lizards or small mice. And then their babies are ridiculous. So since they're not colored or patterned like, the parents are, so the parents will disguise themselves as branches, you have these little tiny white puffballs that are all mouth. They're like, I will try to branch, and they just kind of wobble a lot, and it's very funny.
They're very cute. It's really good.
Anyway. I mean, they're just babies of any kind are funny, but like little Muppet cotton balls are really funny.
Yeah, no, they're amazing. Anyway, so if you want to spend a few minutes on the internet learning something fun and looking at some really cute, stupid-looking birds that are just beautiful, beautiful babies,
and they are goofuses, and they sound weird as hell.
They do. So it's just, I would say, look up nightjars.
Yeah.
All right. The moonlight leapt over her scales, wound her way up through the trees, deep into the forest. Deep into the canopy, really. Because she was going up into the canopy.
Yeah, that's canopy.
When she was gone from sight, we packed up. We just rolled up the fire and the stones and just put it in a bag.
Nope, hang on.
Sorry. Put out the fire and headed for the open fields beyond. What did we pack? The paper around the pumpkin bread? Oh, he got out herbs and things. I suppose we put those back. We didn't even use them. I'm sad that we didn't get to actually eat a real meal. He pulled out all these things suggesting he would cook, and then the good thing happened.
Well, it was kind of like
and then it didn't happen.
With Mazzalinka. I'm going to make you a soup. The only thing we've talked about is sand.
You've put in nothing but sand. It's sand soup.
Sand soup. That was the funniest fucking thing in Julian's route. We were both like...
She never added water. She never added anything. It was just sand.
Sand.
If you haven't seen Julian's route, the one where we choose the premium option with the sand soup is freaking hilarious.
We
were very proud of that episode. It's really funny.
It's very
And the cover-up art is done by my friend Scandal. Here, it's really good. I love it. Sand! Sand!
I haven't eaten in days! Sand! I'm so hungry I could eat sand! It was so
God, I just can't sleep. How's
sand? It'll put you right to bed.
Mr. Sandman! Send me a man! Send me a sand!
I mean, we're gonna send the man because Julian in that route, we sanded him.
Send me a sand with the man.
Me, vaguely. Yep, and then you take some sand, you get it wet, and then you just sort of mash it all over his skin to clean him because he's really gross.
Man, my magic sand! Sandman, magic soup man!
Magic soup man. Oh my god. Okay.
Magic soup sand?
Magic soup sand man.
Character
Magic
head. Fuck. Okay. Hold on, okay.
Oh, that one
I
was
can
so
breathe.
funny.
I can breathe. If you don't know, I am nothing but Tumblr memes. That is my whole personality.
I know you're more than that.
It's true, but that is most of my sense of humor.
Well, see, and the thing that I think is really funny. Okay, so this is me guys talking about what I've observed basically in YouTube culture a lot, or basically in a influencer creator spaces. God, it's so weird to sort of dehumanize yourself like that.
Yep.
Anyway, so a lot of people I have noticed, they're basically able to edit themselves, and they do edit themselves basically to be far more memeable, as it were, or basically a certain kind of presentation. But with us, due to the fact that we talk so fucking much,
and that we don't edit our videos, these are just live one-shot records. What you see is what you get.
Yeah, this is us.
We are exactly like this on stream.
Yes, though typically because there's far less to interact with depending on what we're playing, we're not usually as...
Or there's far more if people are talking in the chat.
Oh yeah, because we like talking to people.
Okay, anyway. When she was gone from sight, we packed up, put out the fire, but left the stones in a circle, and headed for the open fields beyond, which were right outside the edge of the forest immediately.
Yep.
We've been passing through the fields for a while now. So what the flashback was... Here's how we ended up in these fields. And we're not going back to Nadia.
Honestly, okay, weird, stupid question. Was the flashback necessary?
Not really. In my mind.
So,
you could have just said...
So for story, so this is sometimes an interesting question where you should ask yourself in regards to what you're doing, how you're presenting it, what does the flashback add to the narrative so far? Other than your character really could have just summarized it at the beginning of the next chapter going, we made a decision instead to go...
Asra asked me not to go back to Nadia's, so I left with him.
And he sent Faust to go watch Nadia.
Done.
Done. That was that whole scene.
I think they wanted it to have more emotional gravity of like his discomfort and his urgency and going, you'll really come with me? But it's also weird because there's no player choice in there. It is just, in this route, you cannot go back to the castle.
Which is interesting. Again, I would have just cut it out and put in basically those two sentences. Like, there's no reason to really have that.
We've been passing through fields for a while. The long, soft wheat. Because these are farm fields. These are not natural fields.
Not even
That
slightly.
is wheat, but also you can see the lines where this is the farming area, which just suggests that it's potentially between the castle and the city.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
But also, it's possible, I suppose you could have castle, farming area, city, more farming area, and I'm surprised we can't see the coast anywhere from here, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because it seems like it's really close to the city, and so unless we went deeper inland into the forest, it's okay.
Anyway, we have a gladiator moment.
Yes, enjoy the fields.
Ta-da.
Oh,
and then the guy in the field is poking at things and suddenly gets whacked
in the head.
Huh?
If you haven't seen Vine, you should.
You...
We've been passing through the fields for a while now. The further we get away from the city, the brighter the stars.
My whole ass, you have that much light pollution?
With just fire and oil lamps, we have so much light pollution.
In a city that was ravaged by plague, and they haven't talked about any of it being able to actually be rebuilt. They haven't talked about great immigration happening.
And the infrastructure is a mess because Nadia has talked about it being a mess. And
I don't believe that bullshit for a second. It's been 3 years and I think you're still a mess.
Also going, why would you have so many lights in your city that does not have electricity? And only has access to magic lights in a very extremely limited quantity, which, of course, bougie Nadia can have them. She buys them for her party. That is not a common thing in the city.
No.
It has been shown over and over again that magic lights are a big deal.
There's not people to buy them either. So my whole brain hurts right now, and then we're going to keep going.
It's okay. Light pollution. Their city creates a lot of light pollution. Massive bonfires every night. Burning more, plague houses that they've been slowly going through as they have resources.
You know what kills me? They should be actively then have some sort of logging thing that you should mention of how much wood they're ripping through. Or we're talking about it constantly smells like whale oil. Or basically types of lard or fats that you're burning! I'm fine.
Smoky. Definitely smoky everywhere. The cheaper oils often are smoky, and a lot of the more impoverished places have either just candles, or if they have tallow to burn, it's smokier.
Yeah, and the fish oil candles.
Yep. Right. The further we get from the city, the brighter the stars. It could also just be that it's dusk right now, and as it becomes true night, it gets brighter not because the city is farther away, but because it's darker. The further we get away from the city, the darker the sky gets because time passes, which makes the stars brighter. It happens every night, even when you're not leaving the city.
It's called passage of time.
Yes, but I will mention it here. It's very important.
Because it's very atmospheric.
I haven't gotten tired yet walking with Asra. listening to his travel tales.
Gosh, I wish we could listen to them.
He's telling his tales? Since when is he telling us anything about himself, and why don't we get to hear?
Also, as our character has pointed out, we never get to go with him.
Ever. This should be a really
so
big deal.
this should be... I'm like, that would be a thing to write. Forget the fucking flashback. Like, if the whole point here is to go, here's your romance with Asra, forget the responsibility with Nadia. Fine, I'll drop it. But actually, now I'm kind of annoyed going romance-wise. You'd want him to actually tell you a story.
But also going...
Because Julian got to tell us a story.
He did. Also...
And he has not.
I was going to say, that would be a great... Maybe in a second there will be a premium scene about him telling a story. I was going to say, but, like, I feel like Kohai should be more, impressing the weight of, I've never gone with him before. And he not only has asked me to come this time, but we're kind of running away together.
Yes.
From a danger.
That's a big deal.
Which is very romantic, tropically.
Yes.
Right. Okay. It's windy.
It's fucking windy.
It's windy. The grass flutters against our legs in the warm night breeze. Which, I guess it's short grass if it only hits our legs?
Mm-hmm. It's about time I told you where we're heading. I have a place we can stay for now. A lot has happened in the past few days. Okay. The cards say something even bigger will be happening soon.
Asra, you mean the past few days while I was at the palace by myself without you? Things have happened and maybe you are going to share them with me now? No, I'm only going to tell you what's going to happen. I wish I knew what had happened, which brought you to the palace to come get me, I guess.
Which also seems to be apparently, though, a character trait if we want to know things about ourselves, but apparently we are really not going to go get it.
What I'm getting here, if I had to summarize it really quickly, okay? If I had to summarize what we've learned so far, especially in reference to Asra, okay?
What have we learned so far?
What I've got is, we were working at the palace, and Asra had some stuff happen in either the astral realm or in his reading of the cards or his personal experience, and he went, shit, bad times are coming and I am scared. So he makes a dramatic entrance at the palace and goes, hey, can I casually borrow this person that you're using so that you won't have any suspicion at all that anything is going on? Wasn't it exciting that I used magic in front of you? Okay, we'll be back soon. And then he lies to you about how long you're going to be gone. He lies to you about what you're going to be doing. And he slowly expresses to you while sort of testing you along the way with the cave and stuff. And then, showing you Lucio and then giving you protections. He just very, very slowly reveals to you what he was planning the entire time and the entire reason that he came to come get you from the palace, which was to get you the fuck out of there. That is what has happened so far.
I guess, sure.
If we're in Asra's head, he's like, shit, bad stuff going down. I will not let either Kohai or Nadia know about this, and I will very, 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 very slowly ease Kohai into it over an entire day and night.
Part of my brain is like, why? Well, he doesn't trust people. He has a fantastic fucking relationship with Muriel, who really doesn't trust people.
Yeah.
I'm actually really confused in regards to this character. I do not understand what
he doesn't seem like he trusts us, but it seems like that protective, I don't think you can handle it because I think you are baby, rather than I don't trust you in the sense of I don't believe you are worthy of my trust. It's that I don't have faith in your skill. So like I don't trust a child to make macaroni and cheese, but I totally trust them as far as like teaching them things, telling them things. I don't think they're going to lie to me or try to hurt me or whatever,
Well,
two types of trust.
Why don't you walk them through it, asshole?
Right.
Like the thing is I don't like this behavior at all. This is, again, like I'm kind of waiting for, so you're going to have to forgive me. There's been several people who have been like, I really like Astra, he's really cute and really fluffy. And I'm like, so far I feel like I'm being dragged around on a leash and not being blindfolded and being told it's good for you. And I'm like, I don't like this.
That does feel like a lot what's happening. There isn't a lot of him being mysterious so much as him having his profoundly strong personal agenda that he is not sharing with you, except piece by piece when he feels like it. And if he goes,
I don't want to be your master, I want to be your friend, you're especially not fucking treating, I think, your main character like a friend.
Do not call me master! But we are clearly not equals in any way, and you are still completely in charge of me and hold all the literal and proverbial cards.
And you keep manipulating me into basically going, you need to be enthusiastic about it, you need to want the things that I want for you. Like, I don't like this. Anyway, keep going.
It's a very strange approach to choose.
Yep.
In my mind. And I'm not sure, like, what the hook is, if you will, other than mysterious, distant man who you think is very desirable because you've been around him your whole remembered life is going to be someone you're going to try and connect with.
And he raised you and took care of you, and yep. Oh, I think we should work on developing your magic, at least until things change at the palace. I don't know how long we'll have. I wish I could give you a chance to relax. We've been relaxing this whole time, I have to tell you.
I mean,
Well, because okay, so the reason though why I say that is because we don't know what Astra's anxiety is even about. So why we've been relaxing, he might be freaking out, but again, like, he seems like he's projecting an awful fucking lot.
We've been very, very chill because we don't know what's going on and he's not bringing us in on it. That thing again where he has a very distinctive agenda and a very, like, specific knowledge and extrapolation of what that knowledge means for himself, and he's not sharing it with us. He slows his pace, sighing and shaking away his mood, with a resilient gleam in his eye. What's interesting, I'm listening to his stories as we are walking, and him going, this thing actually very intensely. Where did we get to this segue?
Honestly, it sounds like some people who do set you up, they go, here, let me tell you something cute and fun and lighthearted, and now I'm going to bring the hammer down.
Yeah.
Like that happen. I've been in that situation. It happens.
It's okay.
Yep.
His neck is only as long as a swan's. Asra's very pretty, though.
Yes.
It's fine.
So, Kohai, if we've really running, there are so many places we could go.
But you told me you already know where we're going and you've picked one. That's okay. There are many. Theoretically, yes, so many.
But
we're not going to.
The thing is I'm giving you this thing, and I'm basically. This is very leading. It's fine.
It's okay.
We've been living in the city for a while. Would you want to go more remote?
Astra?
What the fuck is... Okay, now I'm getting this. We're going. We're not going. We're going. We're not going. What is going on?
I have chosen a
I've
place that we are going.
manipulated you into going, you must be enthusiastic about this. I will be sad otherwise. And then going, so we're going to go do a thing after I've dragged you here. This is what I mean by being yanked around without, like, a leash while you're blindfolded.
The interesting thing is it's weird that it's going... I'm going to tell you I'm taking you to a place.
I know an exact place. And
then going... where would you want to go?
It's another check-in.
Okay.
It's another valid thing going, have you been paying attention? Do you understand?
That we're going somewhere.
That we're going somewhere?
And that I've told you we're going somewhere, and I'm going to tell you indirectly that it's somewhere outside of the city, in case you didn't know when we walked straight away from the city, that it's not in the city.
This is so irritating.
It's super weird. It's also him doing an incredible amount of backtracking, again, of going, I've told you this thing, and now I'm going to question my own statement. Basically, or make you question my own statement.
Well, that sounds like it sounds a little gaslighty. You're like, this thing. Would you like to go somewhere? Didn't we do this thing? No, but we're gonna go somewhere.
But we're already going somewhere more remote, I think.
What? Oh, another city? There are bigger ones than Vesuvia, you know. Lots to see in a big city.
Asra, are you okay? What? I've already chosen a place, but I want to know what you'd be interested in.
What?
I guess he's trying to see if we'd actually
So he
be
says
interested.
I have chosen 2 different places that you'll be able to choose. I know, but I'm like, is that what that was supposed to mean?
Or is it supposed to be, I've chosen a place and I'm hoping in my heart of hearts that you will pick the one that it is.
So you would have to know Asra and what he likes. Okay, based off of what we've seen.
And he's hoping that you will like what he likes. He wants to go remote. He likes to be away from people. So...
Does he? Or is that just what Kohai... But
that's what Kohai perceives. Kohai perceives that he is always leaving. He doesn't like to be in big groups. He doesn't like to be in big crowds. He doesn't like to stay anytime he's anywhere social. Like, as far as...
He's also basically winding and twisting his way basically into
He doesn't have friends. He doesn't have family. He doesn't have people that he ever brings back or anyone he's introduced us to the entire time we've lived with him, been growing up with him.
I don't... Okay, so part of my problem is I'm like, how the fuck are you supposed to really answer this? Because... What? Anyway, more remote makes the most sense to me, because that really is the only behavior we've freaking seen out of him.
I say, if Kohai is trying to be, trying to show that they have interest in the same things that he does, that they're supporting him, that they are trying to, they'll be like, no, I want to be like you more, because I want to be with you, and our lives will be more compatible for long-term being together if I have similar desires for you in my lifestyle. Now, the thing is like, you don't have to have similar interests immediately, but having similar lifestyle interests really helps a relationship. If one of you goes, I want to live in the biggest city in the world at the center of all the action, and one of you goes, I want to literally be a hermit, even if you are profoundly in love, one of you is going to be unhappy if you both don't live, if you join the other.
Okay, so here's my goofy question. Have we seen, just to make sure my whole brain can like...
Isn't going crazy.
I'm like... Have we heard him say, like, out of his face, that he likes one more than the other?
Nope, not at all. None, not in this route. He's told us nothing about his interests or preferences.
I I really wish you could, like, in basically
the only
what
thing
I'm
we
used
actually
to.
have is the prologue, in fact, because we've only seen this with him here. The prologue where your apprentice says he's leaving all the time and I want to go with him.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we have, is that he's leaving constantly, and we do not think or believe that he's going to more populated places. We think he's going away from everything.
Okay, yeah, no. More remote makes total sense. I just
So if Kohai's trying to
this is so
demonstrate
weird. How could this even be a question? That's my confusion
that
here.
they share interests with him, that they want to share a life with him, and that they are compatible together, Kohai is going to say, they will say more remote. More remote. Asra leans into my arm, laughing. I guess it's not that surprising. I don't feel comfortable around many people. I tell myself now. I no longer draw the stares I used to, but I still feel I don't belong. That bit we did explain that we felt uncomfortable in the market and various other places, so this actually tracks with that, of going, the fact that everyone seems so interested in and like a little standoffish or concerned about me in general has made our life harder, especially as we've been growing up and learning how to talk, learning how to interact, learning how to use the resources around us and be in social places. There's been this experience of people going, I'm a little off-put by you, or I'm very standoffish. And Kohai going, that's not really comfy.
Right.
When I'm with Asra, I can relax. When we're together, I belong. I've felt that way from the start.
Well, that works for me. I love being alone.
Do you love being alone with me?
We're going to have to find out.
Together?
In the next one! Hey! So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, or really share the video. It actually does a lot for us in regards to YouTube algorithm.
Yep.
Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi, Patreon, and our Twitch.
And we're not super active on Tumblr, but we are there.
We are. We have lots of places, honestly, you could find us. And other than that, though, really, I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you. Bye!